It's been great because I don't feel like I'm alone. And getting closer towards retirement, I know that, to live on Social Security is not going to be very good.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? We have an amazing guest today. He is the founder of Creekside 7 Water. He's passionate about providing hydrogen rich water, and he's also involved in eco friendly initiatives. Let's welcome Jeff Lawson. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing?
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to have you today.
Thank you. I enjoy being here.
So, where are you joining us from?
I am in Tonawanda, New York, which is 10 minutes outside of Buffalo and 20 minutes away from Niagara Falls.
Oh, how fun for you, Niagara
Oh, yeah.
Falls. Awesome. How's the weather? Is it warming up or?
No, it actually took a dive and is back down right now at 26 degrees and a little bit of snow flurries.
Oh, I mean, that sounds really fun sitting here in California. I don't know
Yeah,
about you. Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Awesome. All right. So let's dive in. Could you
Okay.
please tell a bit about yourself and your business?
First of all, I've been in business for about 14 months. I've had some previous home-based business experience, as well as many other facets of my career as I've gone through life's experiences. Right now, what I am involved with is a project, like you said, that has hydrogen-rich water that also is alkalinized and is also a negative ion water that helps the body in the process of taking care of itself. And I've been involved, like I said, I think for 14 months, and it's helped myself and my wife with some of our own health concerns.
Great. So, yeah, I mean, we will understand what is this hydrogen-rich alkaline water as we proceed. So, to begin with, what inspired you to start your own business?
I've always felt like I don't want to be dependent on somebody else. I've had plenty of different jobs where I've done fairly good at with income and stuff, but as I'm getting older and getting closer towards retirement, I know that, to live on Social Security is not going to be very good. But I also knew that I wanted to do something where I could help people. And part of my mission with this business is, first of all, is to help people with their physical health. I also want to help people with their financial health and also to help people with their spiritual health.
Fantastic. All the best to you.
Thank you.
So, looking back, this past 1 year, how
Yes.
has your, the reality versus expectation been?
My expectation's been very high. Reality has been a little bit less than I would like, but the biggest thing is I'm finding I'm making a lot of great contacts right now, and I know that I'm setting a firm foundation for my business, and I know that when it takes off and really starts flying, I'm going to have the foundation so I'm not falling all apart when it does take off.
Awesome. Yeah. A little lower than the reality being a little lower than your expectation is definitely good, according to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's normal.
It shouldn't be a shocker. That's it.
So yeah, it's not anything I wasn't aware of could be, and so you know what? You take what life gives you and you just go and make the best of it you can, and know that if you just are believing in yourself enough, believing in what you have available, and if you know you can help people, it can truly make a difference and it will grow.
Awesome. So while we were chatting a little earlier, you mentioned that you have friends who are, who are making six figures, and they
Yes,
are mentoring you and helping you in many ways.
yes.
So how has been your experience in that area?
It's been great because I don't feel like I'm alone. That no matter what challenges I'm facing, I've got somebody I can run things off of. If I fail, I can say, can you coach me how I can be better with my approaches or whatever aspect that I failed in? So I know that there's somebody who's going to be there with me, guide me, and help me. But also at times, if there's questions, the answers I don't know, it's nice to have somebody who has more of experience to be able to help and to answer those questions, and that I can also introduce other people to them that they can eventually be being helped by those mentors as well.
Fantastic. I mean, that's the best feeling, isn't it? You have somebody,
Yes.
taking care, watching you from far, and then guiding you eventually. So
Yes,
that's wonderful.
it is very great.
All right. So, how do you balance overthinking and taking action, especially in the early stages of business?
Well, one of the things I've learned is you're going to have high expectations. You're going to have ideal dreams and goals, and that's great. Because if without them, what are you going to shoot for? But maybe it's because I have had a little more experience with life. I've been beaten up enough that I know that it's not always going to go according to my plans and in my timing, but I can't let the things that go wrong or getting a no deter me from my ultimate goal. Because if I allow that to happen with this, what's to say it can't happen with many other things in life? I mean, I've had some experiences in life that haven't been fun. I've gone through a divorce and I'm on my second marriage. Does that mean I'm going to fail at this marriage? No, not if I come in at it with the right perspectives and having learned from my mistakes, which I have. And that's what part of life is about, is learning from your mistakes and then taking what you've learned, applying it, and allowing it to help you to grow even more. And that's the way it has to be with business too. You learn from your mistakes, you take and expand on that in a positive way. And even if you do get a no, okay, there's the next person you can talk. Can you get emotionally down? Yes. But don't hang there, because that's not where you want to be. If you have to, go find some good music that you enjoy that brings you up. Or as we talked some about the other day, go outside, get some fresh air, get some new perspective, and then go back at it and just know that you're going to make things happen.
Got you. So true. Mistakes are stepping stones, right?
Yes.
And I would like to actually, I'm curious to know what our audience think about mistakes, uh, experiences with mistakes, and the lessons learned. I would love to hear from you guys, and it'll be great if you drop a line in the comments. And definitely, it's going to be fun. Knowing that all of us make mistakes, it's fine. We all make mistakes, but the best part is we learn and move on. So what do you think about it? Please let me know. All right, moving on, Jeff, could you please talk a little bit about priorities? Because as an entrepreneurs, seasoned or new entrepreneurs, there is a lot on our plates. So how do you prioritize when everything seems to be so important?
Well, you need to really say, okay, what are my goals? What are my dreams? How can I best get there? And there are going to be times that we think that we know what has to be our top priority, and sometimes that's not. One of the biggest things I've learned is that I cannot overextend myself on time, because it's so easy at times when people say, can you do this? Can you help me with that? And you know what? It's okay to say no sometimes, because we have to keep our focus on the main thing. And some of the things I'm also learning is that there are some things that seem like they're important, but they're more trivial, and you just have to put them on the back burner and get back to them later on. And as you grow, depending on what area of business you're in, you may eventually have to bring somebody else on board, be it hiring somebody or bringing on a virtual assistant or somebody to help deal with some of the tasks that really preoccupy you from what you really need to be focusing on. And as you do that, you can continue to focus where you need to and continue to grow. And so take the time, really examine what your priorities are. If you have to write it down on a piece of paper, do that. Go through, just brainstorm, what are my priorities? Then go back over it and say, okay, let's either use numbers, letters, whatever system you want to work, and say, okay, this is my top priority, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. And then just focus at and make the time for each of those as you need to.
Got it. That's a wonderful way of doing it. List it down, prioritize, and also I think we need to have the timelines for each task so that you can be efficient, also effective, and prioritization matters a lot.
It's just extremely, because we all
Right.
only have 24 hours a day and we need to sleep. So we need to schedule some time for that, because if we're not taking care of our bodies properly, we're not going to be able to take care of our business properly.
You're right. You don't want to be all stressed out.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. Right. What were some of your sacrifices that you had to make for the success of your business? If you could share.
Yeah. Well, there have been plenty of times where there's different things I've wanted to do, just sometimes just to watch TV or something like that. And it's like, no, if I'm going to get this business to where I want it to be, I have to make some sacrifices. And there's other things that we can make sacrifices in. We were talking especially some of this is focused a little more towards younger people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, especially if you're just coming out of college or still in college, you get used to weekends. You go out and you have a good time. Well, as you're developing a business and really want it to be successful, right now you may have to give up some of that, because you need to be able to focus on your business. And sometimes it requires more time than we really want to give it. But if we want the results that we want, we have to make those sacrifices. And maybe there's sometimes with family or friends, just in general, that you have to give up. But in the long run, when the dividends are there, you can make up for it with those friends and family.
So true, so true. And especially when you're building your business, it's hard to say no to certain things. And also, sacrifices are so crucial. And probably we'll make it fun, and the business sounds more exciting than just, going out or having a dinner or anything for that matter. Maybe, meeting a client, or figuring out what exactly you want to present to the client, or that preparation probably is more exciting, and you are more involved in that. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
Probably.
If you really have something you believe in, that excitement level is going to grow anyways, because the more opportunities you have to get word out about your company, your products or service, whatever you have, the more you want to get that out, the more you're going to want to put this sacrificial time in, because it becomes more than just something you're doing. It becomes a passion, or as I said earlier, I have my own mission statement for what I want my business to do. And that really can get the juices flowing for excitement and motivation, and willing to say, yeah, I can go out and hang out with my friends later on. And eventually, as this business grows to a point where I can say to my friends, hey, let's go for a weekend and go away and really have some fun, instead of just hanging out at home.
Awesome. Isn't that fun to even hear that? It's
Yeah.
great. Right. All right, Jeff, if you were to start your business today, what would you do differently?
What would I do differently? I would not hesitate about talking to people. Sometimes it's rather intimidating to just get out there and start talking to people. But develop that passion, develop that belief in your product, in yourself, and don't be afraid, because you know what? Everybody else is dealing with that. You're no different than anyone else. We all have that. Some people it may appear they don't, but inside there's some fears that they have. Don't let your fears rule you. Rule them instead, and go out and make yourself successful and help others to be successful too.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, that's very practical and very relatable. Many of us are intimidated by larger crowd or the unknown people. But
Yes.
yeah, as you said, it's better we take the first step and then feel a little intimidated in the beginning. I agree, but then it's okay in the end.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so every entrepreneur's journey is unique and very special. What's your advice to those who are starting new on trying out new things?
Well, first of all, don't be afraid to try new things. And you know what? It's like we talked a little bit about before. You're going to fail at times, and that's okay. Because if you don't fail, you're not going to learn. And part of the learning process is helping you to develop and hone your skills in better. And as you do that, you're going to become more and more comfortable. You're going to become more and more confident. And as that happens, people are going to sense it, they're going to know it, and it's going to be amazing how the doors just start to open for you. And the opportunities you thought you would never have are going to become available. And don't be afraid to find not only some mentors in the area you're in, but other mentors as well. Develop key relationships with people who aren't even in your business, because they can help with referrals and help you to develop more and more business. And don't be afraid to find out more about them and their business and offer referrals for them as well.
Hmm. I love that. Yes. All right. What's your suggestion on being motivated during slow periods, or sometimes you feel even stuck? So, how do you pull yourself and be motivated to do what you need to do?
Well, one of the things I like to do is I like to read books that are going to help. Right now, I've been in the process of reading a book called 10X is Easier Than 2X. And that's by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. It helps you to refocus in on the things that are important and to realize what things you can let go of, and maybe bring somebody in to help you with that. And they share a great deal of different experiences that people that they've come in contact with who have been developing new businesses, just things that can help to feed your brain and to feed you as a person, to help you to have more belief in yourself and to know that there are ways that you may not have thought of, and not be afraid of taking those risks. The more we can do that, the better off we're going to be. And just giving yourself the break you may need, because sometimes it's not just mental, but physically you need to get away from things. Allow the body to just detoxify from everything, if you will, let alone the mind detoxifying.
That's a beautiful way to put it across. Yeah, lovely. Thank you for that.
Yes.
So, considering all these various aspects to, start and run a business, what's your advice for someone who's starting today? What should they be considering first or prioritize first?
One of the first things I would do is first make sure you know your product and service well. You don't have to have all the answers by any means. Don't feel like you have to write a dissertation on it or whatever, but get to know it a little bit. For example, my product, I've been able to experience it. So I've been able to share my story. Find out why it is you want to do this business, why it is you may want to do with a particular product, or why you want to deal with a particular service. Develop your story that you can share. Make that your brand. And as you do that, you're going to draw people's attention. I mean, I can share, like, for example, myself, with this water, I've been able to come off of blood pressure medication.
Yeah, we need to know a little more about your product, or is it a service, or give us a little more about it, please.
Okay. Well, what it is, I sell a medical grade device that actually filters water, first of all. It sits on my counter next to my sink. It's hooked to my faucet. Water comes out of the faucet, goes into the device where there's a filter that filters out a lot of the impurities and chlorine and all that type of stuff, fluoride. Then the water passes through 8 titanium plates where it becomes electrically reduced, which helps the water to be absorbed better by the body. I believe I mentioned earlier about it being hydrogen rich, taking on the negative ion, and becoming alkalinized. Well, with that, it's helped myself to come off of blood pressure medication. My wife no longer takes her medicated eye drops for severe dry eyes. That's helped me to develop my story as to why I believe so much in this device and the water it produces. And this is just a small sample of what all the device will do. But the device gives you about 100 different uses for water. It's phenomenal. So not only does it help you to help your body but it can actually help you to save money on many different things in your home. So,
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, water is basic and most essential for anyone.
yes,
So, yeah, it's better we consume proper one.
yes, definitely. And plus,
Right.
we talk about the environment,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you can take your water with you in some kind of a metal container as opposed to all those plastic bottles that so often just get discarded.
Correct.
And, so it's better for the environment. Plus, you're not taking in all the nanoparticles of plastic as well into your body, which are not naturally excreted.
So true. I mean, we would be living in such a better place if all of us took small steps to be eco-friendly.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we need to take care of our planet, so we'll take care of us.
Thanks for doing this, Jeff. I mean, it means a lot. I mean, water is so essential, and you're taking care of the basic needs. So, thank you so much for that.
Yes.
It'll be great if you could throw some light on networking, volunteering, and internship.
Yeah, networking is very key for your business. Doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, because the more you can meet others that are in some form of business, like I said, may not be yours, but other businesses, that's how you're going to get a lot of that good referral. Let's face it, anytime we go out to get something to eat, go to a restaurant. What do? We talk to our friends or we talk to our family. They say, what'd you guys do Saturday? Oh, we went to such and such a restaurant. Well, how was it? Oh man, you got to go there. You got to try X, Y, and Z. What are we doing? We're advertising for that restaurant. What is the best form of advertising? Word of mouth. So you either can help a place or a business, or you can break a place or a business. So the more you can get out, network, and get to know other people in your area, or for example, online, there's all kinds of different formats that are available to do that. That can lead to many referrals later on down in your career. And so the more you can do it, the more you can refer and get referrals, the better you're going to be. Also, it's also good because you develop friendships and relationships with people that can last a lifetime. And volunteering, that's so key because it is going to help you. When we talked earlier about sometimes you get down. For example, I'm a facilitator for a program called Divorce Care that helps people that are in the process of divorce or have been divorced. And one of the key things that we talk about in that is part of the healing is get out and volunteer, because you take the focus off of you and you put the focus on someone else. And if you're able to help somebody else and they come up to you and they've got a smile on their face because you've been able to do something for them, that just makes you feel so much better inside too. And that can help to fuel your fire again if it needs to be. And as far as interning, what a great way to be able to learn sometimes without having to make the investment. Yeah, you're investing some of your time into somebody else's business, but you can learn some of the do's and don'ts before you actually start your business. And it can prevent you from making a lot of mistakes in the beginning and get you a little more established and building that foundation that you need to help your business to grow and to grow strong.
Yeah, and that is so rewarding. As you said, probably internship takes care of all three. You're learning your job and you're volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
In case that's an unpaid internship,
Yes.
you're volunteering, and also you're doing your network. You start there. So you
Yes.
meet new people, your co-workers or co-volunteers. So yeah, that's where it all begins.
Yes, indeed it is. And you just never know what it could lead to again later on in life. So the more you treat others well, the more it's going to come back to you.
That was fantastic. So Jeff, we have this fast 5 questions for you. So you can give me a one word or a sentence long answer.
All right.
All right, let's go. What's the best advice you have ever received?
To believe in myself.
Fantastic. And what's your one advice if you could advise somebody who's a young entrepreneur, let's say? What's your one advice?
Do not allow anyone to look down upon you because you're young. I wrote that one from scripture. So.
Oh, so cool. So cool. Yeah, it is definitely worth sharing. What are you still working on as an entrepreneur?
Developing myself, because I'll never arrive.
What would you be if you're not what you're today?
What would I be if I'm not what I am today? Probably, I would say, I don't know. 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 I would say, That's a good question. What would it be if I wasn't where I am today? Probably lonely.
Oh, no, you're so fun,
Well,
you're so good.
but I meant
Yeah.
in terms of, because it's so easy to just accept life instead of being willing to step out and take risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so true. One word to describe you, Jeff?
What would you describe? Caring.
How sweet. Wonderful. That was awesome. So, where can people reach you if they need? I mean, your business is online, right? People from anywhere can reach you.
Yes. My email is creekside, the number 7waters at gmail.com.
Any final words of wisdom before we part?
Just don't be afraid to take the step out. So often, I think that a lot of people are afraid to do that. And it's much easier just to stay in the status quo and then wonder why you're not getting out of life what you'd hope to get. So step out, believe in yourself, develop a belief in whatever you're dealing with, be it a service or a product, and go forward. Just keep going. You're going to get knocked down a few times, but get back up on that horse and ride some more and wait and endure, and the rewards will come.
Brilliant, brilliant. That was so fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jeff. I had a wonderful time. Thanks for your time today and your insights. They are very valuable. And I wish you all the best in your journey. Thanks so much.
Thank you. I enjoyed it as well.